Hey, welcome back to EdTech. Today it's all about nesting for loops. So for loops in nested arrays. So here you have been given an example with a nested array, that is there's an inner array and an outside array, or you can say sub array within an array. So here what we do, the for loop, we just don't do once, we do two for loops. That is one for the main array and the other one for the nested or the sub array. So for the outer one you can use for the first array you can use I equal to 0, I less than r dot length, I plus plus. That is the initial value, the condition, and whether you are doing the addition or the decrement. So here it's an increment. And then for the next array, the nested array, you can use j. So for var initialize j equals 0, j less than r. So here you have to use the this is a sub array, right? So j less than r I, yeah, and then the dot length, sorry, and then j plus plus, and then you can console log for the array with the both the elements and the sub element, that is I and j. So this will output each sub element in the array one at a time, right? So let's, like here given an example, multiply all. So three tasks has been given, I mean three conditions, or rather three types of arrays. All are the nested arrays. The first one is simple with 1, 2, 3. Yeah, in the array should return 6. So that's simple. So 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. But the second one a bit more complicated, because the first one like 1 and 2, then 3 and 4, then 5, 6, 7. And it should return 5040. So it's like your permutation, mutation, combination. So then the last one, multiply all, 5, 1, then 0 0.2, 4, 0 0.5, then 3, 9, should return 54. Now if you, I'll take the example of the first one I've already explained. The last one is quite simple, like if you're combining and multiplying. So each one of the numbers or the elements has to be multiplied from the different indices. So the first one from the outer one, which is 5, should be first multiplied by the outer one of the second, which is 0 0.2, right? So you will be getting 10, and then you multiply with the outer one of the third one, which is 3. Yeah, so 5 multiplied by 0 0.2 is 1, multiplied by 3 is 3. Just explaining simple mathematics. Okay, so the next one, this product 3, which is the output as mentioned here by multiplying these three numbers. Then again you multiply by the second inner element of the first array 1, then multiply by the inner element of the second array. So the inner element of that will be 4. So that will give you 12. Then again multiply by the inner array of the third one, which is 9. So that's 108. Now 108, so the second array is having one more element, which is 0.5. If you multiply by that, you will get 108 multiplied by 0.5, which is 54. So that's how you are arriving at 54. This, why I'm going through this with you, is so that you can understand the process, how you are getting the return product. So how you're doing it's like following the indices turn by turn of the first outer element, then the inner element, and that again following the first index, then the next index. So in that order, which I have explained here with the third example. So you can do that. So by doing that, you can actually create a formula. So here function multiply all arrays provided with var product as 1. Yeah, now what you need to do is to find a formula and also do the for loop for this multiple array, or rather the nested loop. You have to make a nested for loop for the array and the sub array, which is provided here. Yeah, so as usual, for, and within the parenthesis the initial value of I, so var I equals 0, then the condition I less than r dot length, which is array dot length, which we already covered in the earlier for loop chapters. So we are just doing two loops here, that's the difference. So one loop will be there for the inner, and one for the outer and one for the inner. Yeah, so you have var I 0, I less than r dot length, and then last is the decrement. activity, which is I++. And don't forget the semicolon after each activity, after the initialization and the condition. So I'm doing it a bit slowly so that you understand the gist of what's actually happening here. So it's just consider it as two arrays, one nested inside the other. Yeah, so like in the given example, it's the same thing. Okay. So let's continue. Finish the initialization. Now I'm doing the condition. And then for all of you who have not yet subscribed, do remember to smash the personalized subscription button so that you are notified every time I am publishing such videos, and I'll be doing it all throughout. And you're lucky that I'm doing it on FreeCodeCamp, because then you can get the certification as well. Yeah, so I'm just helping you to get the certification. It's something like a walkthrough guide. And if you want to cover, make me cover more lessons, please do let me know. And if you find this interesting or boring, still let me know. Sorry, I need to know what you like. Otherwise, I would never know. So it's okay. You can give me your frank comments. Yeah, so I++. Now, this one loop we've already finished. So now, why we call it a nested for loop? Because we need to make one more loop for two arrays. One main array and then the sub array. So for the main array, we've already done var I equals 0, I less than r dot length, I++. For the sub array, again within the curly brackets, you make another for loop. So for that, since I has been taken up, so you just I element has been taken up, so you can use j element, and you have to call it a name, right? So for you to remember, so for var j equals 0, the same thing, it's just a name of the element changes. So var j equals 0, j less than array I, or rather Ri, because here there are this is actually sub array of the first one, so it won't be just array dot length, right? It will be following the array I dot length. So j less than array I dot length. Yeah, because main array is one thing and this is the sub array, so you need to write the array I dot length. If it is just one array overall, then just no need to write I or j, just array dot length. So array I dot length, and then we will be also following the indices while multiplying. Remember that, the indexes. Semicolon, and then j++ because it is a decrementing process. And if you do like following and practicing this, do remember to share and like. And also while you're watching this, don't just sit and watch. I would ask you or suggest you to keep your FreeCodeCamp page ready, and do remember to sign up with this platform so that whenever you're watching this, you are not just watching but you're actually doing it along with me. Yeah, so that will be more fruitful for you. So you can pass along with me. I've already passed this so many times. Okay. So ri dot length and then j++. Okay, because ri was the main array, then sub array is j, so you're following that. And then the formula why I'm writing, because you have to arrive at the result that is required of in the question. So product will be, remember it's an accumulated product. Yeah, so product will be product multiplied by, and I actually showed you with the simple multiplication of two of the arrays provided there, the nested arrays provided there. I told you in simple multiplication how it happens, so I'm just doing that in terms of syntax and formula. So product equals product multiplied by, which is what we did, remember, in the earlier array. I multiplied the outer elements of all the arrays, yeah, first, following the indexes. The first and the second one I multiplied the outer arrays, and then the result of that, the accumulated value, I multiplied by the outer element of the third array, and then that accumulated result I multiplied by the the second element of the first array, again the accumulated value multiplied by the second element of the second array, third array, and so forth. And since one of the arrays only had a third element, whatever outcome, whatever result I'm getting by multiplying the first and second element of the different indices of the different three arrays and the sub arrays, I will just multiply it by the third element, or rather I'm multiplying the outer elements and the inner elements of both the arrays. That's what I was doing, which I explained with the numbers, how I arrived at number 6 for the first array and 54 for the third nested array. So product equals product multiplied by array I and j. Array I for the main array and j for the sub array. Yeah? And so here you go. Run the test. Yes. Sorry. There you go, the 3 arrays provided. The 3 nested arrays. So by doing this formula, you'll pass. You'll get the result for all the 3 arrays as is required in the task. Yeah. So just what I suggest is you should do all the 3. Take a calculator and do it manually. Then you'll understand why I did this formula. It's very important. Yeah. So you pass. Yay, you pass. So we knew you could do it. That's very encouraging. So pass, and do remember to hit the subscribe button. Smash the subscribe button, so that my subscribers count will increase. Ha ha ha. It's still not increasing. Oh my god. Okay. So I'm just running through it with you again. If you do have any questions, do mention it in the comment section. If you have any doubts, do please mention in the comments section how you are doing the multiplication for the array, the main array and the nested array or the sub array, following the different indices, or rather the first element, second element, and so on and so forth for the first array, the second array, third array. As you find, multiply all, it's like a main array, and then inside that you have the 3 arrays with the main first element and the second, the outer elements and the inner elements. And then by multiplying all of them like the way I did, you should get the result. So that's why we did the formula. Okay. So I hope you understood, and do remember to practice a lot. We'll be doing many such lessons again, and do remember on this day, that is Sunday, I'll be doing this and also the shorts on HTML CSS alternately, and on Thursdays I'll be doing lessons on React. I've already started, and do remember to follow those also, because by doing JavaScript and React together simultaneously you can save a lot of time in becoming a React front-end developer. Yeah, so hope to see you soon in the next lesson. I'll be doing a lot of projects. Okay, stay safe, stay subscribed, and do the next lesson with you. Iterate with JavaScript, do while loops in the coming weeks. Okay.